Okay. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar co-sponsored by Time's Up Foundation and PowHer New York. We'll be talking about the new New York State sexual harassment law, which was passed and signed in 2019 and goes into effect today. I'm Beverly Neufeld, president of PowHer New York, which is a network of over 100 organizations working in collaboration on a shared progressive agenda. But our goal is to attain economic equality for New York women. Many of the partners are on the call today. Thank you. Certainly safety in the workplace is crucial for women's careers and women's earnings to advance. Really, our lives depend on it. Yet we all know that workers of all genders have been profoundly impacted by the scourge of sexual harassment and abuse. Actually, the revelations in 2017 of abuse by high-profile men in power really galvanized the national and even global conversation, which is amazing, but really was so profound that it galvanized a call to action. Me Too, which was started in 2006 by Tarana Burke, who we are so proud of. Me Too went viral, and that movement led to the founding of Time's Up and its legal defense initiative. We were thrilled when Time's Up turned to New York to help pass a women's safety agenda, which included this sexual harassment law, and very proud to be co-sponsoring this event with them. Policies which change deep-seated cultural norms really take years of advocacy to become laws, and organizations have to make that issue a priority. Without the efforts of many of the organizations that are on this call today and others, we would not be celebrating this victory. So we want to thank all of you who worked on it, but especially I would like to acknowledge the New York Civil Liberties Union, A Better Balance, NEAL in New York, Girls for Gender Equity, 32BJ, CW8 District 1, National Domestic Workers Alliance, Make the Road, SAG-AFTRA, and the New York Women's Foundation, which has supported our work. It also takes the tenacity and courage of individuals, and those individuals who stood up despite really personal price were the members of the Sexual Harassment Working Group. You will hear from one shortly. Of course, without our elected officials, this does not get over the finish line. We all know that. And so we are grateful to every one of the elected officials who made this happen, but especially send our appreciation to Governor Andrew Cuomo, Speaker Carl Hastie, Senate Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and of course the sponsors of the bill, Assemblymember Arabella Simotas and Senator Alexandra Biaggi. Next slide. We will be, let's move the slide to the next slide, please. Thank you. This is the lineup for today's call. Senator Biaggi will be the first one for us to speak. She'll be followed by Commissioner Angela Fernandez, head of the New York State Division of Human Rights. We'll then hear from Miriam Clark, then Dana Sussman of New York City Commission of Human Rights, and finally, the last panelist is Rita Passarell of the Sexual Harassment Working Group. We'll then take questions and answers, assuming that our program moves along, and then hear from Angie Jean-Marie of Time's Up, who will talk about the toolkit, actions, and next steps. For those of you who are on the computer, next slide, please. For those of you who are tuning in via computer, send your questions through the chat feature on your screen, or if you're only on audio, you can send an email to info@PowHerNY.org if you have a question. Also, if you're having technical problems, you can use that info@PowHerNY.org as well. And Abby Grimshaw, who we thank for helping make this webinar work, will get back to you. So thank you all for joining, and then most importantly, sharing this information far and wide so all workers in New York know their rights to work in a sexual harassment-free environment. We'll begin with an overview from Senator